bringing Matthew down in the box, do you think if you have somebody like Odell Beckham Jr. on the outside, that might cause Kansas City to think twice about doing something like that? A speed guy on the outside who, by all accounts, Browns were thinking he would be there at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hot topic conversation right now is Odell Beckham and where they go as an offense. So a lot of what I equate to the Browns offense right now is that they're playing with essentially defense is kind of playing red zone defense, where the back end of the end zone is kind of their favor, working in their favor, and everything condenses. Well, the Browns have two guys I consider pretty good receivers, Rashard Higgins and Jarvis Landry, playing Sunday. And while I don't think those guys are world beaters, I think they play really well within the confines of this offense, but the problem is they're not fast guys. They're 4.65 40 guys, which are not quick twitch guys. So think about Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, even Demarcus Robinson to an extent, and when the Chiefs are really healthy, Sammy Watkins. Those are guys who can really run, and they stress the defense laterally. All 53 and a third across the field, and all, every inch of the football field 100 yards vertically. And that puts a real bind on your defense. And the Browns didn't have that. So a lot of defenses will condense their look. They'll play low holes coverage in terms of not worrying about being beat over the top, trust their cornerbacks on islands. And that allows teams to play closer to the line of scrimmage and condense the intermediate and short areas. Because you want Jarvis Landry, you want Austin Hooper, you want Rashard Higgins to an extent to win those short and intermediate routes. But when everything is condensed and more defenders are in those areas, it's more challenging for them. And Baker Mayfield has to be perfectly accurate because he's throwing into windows where there are 4 or 5 guys sometimes surrounding the football. So if you get a chance, like I know that this game was hurtful, to go back and watch in the difficulty at which the throws Baker Mayfield was making and the throws at which Chad Henne and to a larger extent Patrick Mahomes were making. A lot of guys wide open for them. Just because the defense has to defend so much of the field, it opens up throwing windows and it opens up separation opportunities. So Odell would help, obviously. I mean, if he's right, if he's healthy, and he's an active, well-playing participant part of this offense, he would help. He's a fast guy. He's a quick twitch guy. But they have to find chemistry there. He's the only guy I've ever seen Baker Mayfield not have chemistry with. So can that chemistry be developed in this offense over time as they get more time to work together and gel? Yeah, perhaps. And I think we'll get a chance to see that. But we still don't know. I still think they should entertain the idea of bringing in somebody fast who they can trust down the field. Names that would think like Bashad Perriman would be one who they used to have, or draft somebody, and they have an extra 3rd round pick, an extra 4th, so they need to invest in somebody who, as they put that receiver on the field, it puts defenses in a bind to cover a lot of territory. So I think Odell, to answer your question, he would have helped. There would have been extra attention on him, but there's the element of how Baker finds Odell and plays with Odell that we still really have to see from week seven on. And that week 7 game was the Bengals. And for some reason, after Odell left with the knee injury, Baker throws that interception. From that point forward, in terms of in-rhythm throws, according to Pro Football Focus, Baker Mayfield had a 95 grade the rest of the year, which is astounding and probably only behind Aaron Rodgers. So there's something going on there. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it clicked at that point. But the facts are kind of the facts. So we'll see what Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski want to do. I think Kevin Stefanski's note about texting with Odell the other day was very important for the future of him with this team. None of those little comments can be taken in with a grain of salt. I think that they want him back. So I'll be very fascinated to see how they find a role that really accentuates what he does well, because they need guys who threaten on the outside to use the entire football field. Because when that happens, it's like a basketball team that only has mid-range shooters. You need guys that stretch the defense. You need 3-point shooters, and that's what they need to add on the outside, because when you do, that is lighter boxes for the running game, less defenders inside the tackle box, that's safeties playing deeper, that's intermediate areas of the field open, and that gives your tight ends more room to operate in the middle of the field as well. And we saw how David Njoku came on and what Austin Hooper was doing by the end of the year too. So just the level of this offense that they can unlock that was already pretty good that could go to a completely different level.